So back in the day, BioWare and EA tried to launch a sort of Destiny 2 type looter shooter called Anthem. And when it came out, it was a buggy hot mess, and it just didn't go anywhere. I pre-ordered this game. I pre-ordered a copy for myself and a copy for my brother. We were looking forward to this game. We played this game, both of us on our PS4s. It was a horrible experience, but it was still a fun game. We both felt that it was a great game with a lot of fun components to it. We both had a lot of fun for the time that we spent, but ultimately that buggy launch was what drove many, many, many people away. Now we stuck it through. We both played main campaign all the way through and then went on to do end game stuff for about a month after that. And then I continued playing after my brother had finally said, you know what, I've gotten my entertainment's worth. If there's nothing new coming, I'm going to go on to other things. I lasted a little longer than that, and I played a separate character. And I probably put about 100 hours into this game within the first couple of months that it launched, before I finally was like, you know what? I've seen, I've conquered. I got everything I wanted to out of the game. It was a fun experience, and even though it was buggy, I got my money's worth. Now, flash forward to where we are today. I hadn't thought about Anthem in years. It's a great BioWare game, and I totally think that, it's an unfortunate, kind of like the John Carter film. I think the John Carter of Mars film was a great film, but it just got skipped over for various reasons and didn't get the attention it deserved. And I was doing some browsing the other day, and I think PC Gamer or Polygon or somewhere had an article that was like, hey, Anthem's making a comeback on the Steam charts. And I went, really? I didn't even know the game was still around. And so I did some digging, and yeah, because EA abandoned this game, and BioWare abandoned this game, and pretty much, and everybody went on to work on other projects. But apparently, a skeleton crew did remain and worked on fixing all of the issues from launch. They worked on adding more content. They worked on making the game what it should have been at launch, and I was not aware of that. So here I am reading this article about how it's making a comeback on Steam, and I was like, you know what? I, you know, I wouldn't mind playing this again. Maybe I'll go dig out my old PS4. And then I noticed that it's actually part of Game Pass, and I went, well, I've got Game Pass. I went and checked. Sure enough, there it was. So I downloaded it. Last night, I actually streamed my first time playing Anthem since it launched, and that inspired me to want to come make this video because I was like, you know, is it worth it? Should I play it in 2023? And I think the answer to that question is absolutely you should. If you own Game Pass, it's going to be free for you to play, part of your subscription. But even if you don't, it's only like $5 to go out and play. And so it's like there's this great game, even if you just play the game single player, solo, and you just do the main storyline. It has AAA mocap, a great animators, great visuals. The combat is super fun, like Iron Man suits and stuff, along with a little bit of magic and the looter shooter aspect of Destiny. It's a lot like that. So if you like Destiny 2, I would argue that you would really enjoy Anthem. Ultimately, the game doesn't have the population that it had at launch. So, the main storyline is going to give you, I don't know, I would argue a dozen-ish hours of storyline. But if you dive into strongholds and all this group-based activity, there's a lot more here. But that's predicated on you having people to group with. Now, I have heard, full disclosure, as I've been putting together this video and streaming a little bit here and there, people have said that it can take 15 to 20 minutes to get a group during the matchmaking, using the matchmaking system in the game these days. And that's ultimately kind of a downside, but that's because it doesn't have as big of a population as it did at launch. But it's interesting that there still are quite a few people playing this game. But what's even cooler is that if you've got 3 friends and you can come in and do your own squad of 4, and you've all either got Game Pass or you're willing to throw $5 down for something, this is a great looter shooter that should give you 3 months of gameplay easily. You should easily get a few months of game time out of Anthem, and I think it's well worth your time. So here we are in 2023. Is Anthem worth it? I think it is. I'm going to show you why I think it is in the video ahead, so hopefully you'll stick around for that. I am still here. I'm just talking too much. So without further ado, we're going to dive in, and I'm going to show you a hands-on experience. We're going to play through the first, 45 minutes or so of the game until we get to choose our first javelin. We're going to show you all that stuff and let you make your own decision. But I do think this game is worth it. I think you should play it. But let's dive in.
We live in a dangerous world. The gods who built it vanished, leaving behind their instruments that aimlessly reshaped the land. These ancient relics harness an unknowable force we call the Anthem of Creation. But the Anthem refuses to be controlled. To survive, our ancestors invented the javelins and built cities with great walls. Today, it falls to a dedicated group of heroes to face the chaos, protect our homes, and fight for our very survival. We are freelancers. We leap head-on into danger, rescuing the lost, keeping the monsters at bay, and silencing the Anthem's terrible cataclysms. But not all cataclysms are created equal. And even freelancers are wary of the untamed power of the Anthem.
This is it. Close as we get with the Striders.
Agreed. Looks like we fly from here. Alec, you hear that?
Yep. All teams, get ciphers to their amplifiers. Let's go!
Freelancer, we're a long way from the cenotaph, and the storm is worse than we thought.
Okay, this is as close as we're gonna get to the center without the Strider getting ripped to shreds. Let's go, freelancers. Suit up!
How crazy will this get?
No idea. Never tried to shut down a cataclysm this big.
Oh, steady, Faye. None of us come out of this alive without our cipher.
Stay safe out there. Remember, we're a team. I'm right there with you.
Okay, freelancer. You might be new, but you won't be here if you didn't show promise.
Hey, Halleck, what's up? Waiting for it to die down out there? Let's go!
Thought you could use a head start.
See you at the cenotaph. We're heading out.
Okay, everyone. Let's stop this cataclysm from growing. From killing everything.
I don't know, Halleck. Haven't seen anything like this before.
Look, everyone. I won't be here if I thought this storm could beat me, right? The Heart of Rage is no different than the hundreds of other Shaper ruins we've dealt with. It's just bigger. This is what we do. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna take on whatever unholy beast it spits at us, and we're going to tame that thing. Together.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Ready, Javelin 1?
Ooh, ready. Strong alone, stronger together.
It's really good mocap.
Storm gets worse ahead. Trying to find a calm pocket for you. Steady, Miller. Your heart rate is too high. Halleck, check in, please.
A little busy, Kay. No worries on me. Woo-hoo! Got one.
Team, our rookies tangled with the Wyvern. Freelancer, thank goodness you survived, but your Javelin needs a restart. I'll bring systems back one at a time. Starting voice recognition.
Alright, so here you get to choose what type of voice you want. I'm going to go with a male voice.
Loud and clear. That was a bad fall. How's your head? You remember the mission?
Think so. Where am I?
You're in a cataclysm, terrible storm, called the Heart of Rage. You need to get to the center and shut it down by silencing the cenotaph.
Got it.
Alright. From here we've got your basic controls.
Your suit is still critical. Grab a repair pack when you can.
Okay, we gotta get it repaired. Oh, the sparks coming off of it. God, it moves so good. I forgot how good this is. Control, that's the jump.
You've got a bit of a climb to catch up. Halleck?
Yep.
He's up and heading your way.
How's it going back there? What's your ETA?
Don't know. Faye?
Not too far, just... Oh, no, sorry. Can't talk. Be right back.
What's going on?
Alright, we're going up here. So the reds.
Good. Now you have partial boosters at least. Team, the Cypher from Strider 2 is down. Comatose.
His lancers are flying blind? Never mind that, Alec. We got it tight. Holy crap. Miller, get your head in the game. Hurry up, rookie. We can use the help.
On my way. Hang tough, everyone.
I almost died. I overshot into the lava.
Another Titan down, but our Cypher's losing touch.
Alright, they've got multiple Titans down.
Faye, I've got debris blocking my path.
Part of the Dominion Strider. From when they attacked the city. Those fuel canisters are explosive, by the way.
Oh, those things? Alright, so hold LT to aim, press RT to fire, X to reload, all standard shooter controls.
We'll distract this Titan while you move on.
Something about an ultimate ability, which I'm not going to use.
Team, update. This is not going well. Many casualties. Freelancers down. Cyphers in comas.
Comas?
From hearing the anthem.
How are you doing, Faye? Are you okay?
So far, but I can hear it too.
What the? Hey, Miller. Found your Titan.
This cataclysm is creating them by the handful.
Faye, still there?
Yes? You've got down freelancers ahead, sending distress signals. They're the ones from Strider 2. Their javelins need repair. Get them moving.
Working on it.
Hey, how are you doing?
You tell me. Everything's grim. I'd better get back out there.
I've lost contact with my Cypher.
Hang tight.
Thanks,
Second one
brother.
up.
Your Cypher's in a coma.
Damn. I'm heading back to the Strider.
Hey, I'm down. Can you see me? I got you, freelancer. We aren't gonna make it to the cenotaph. Gonna try. I took care of all three freelancers. What next?
Push on and join your team.
How long? Which way? I've got a Titan on the bridge above.
Leave it. We've got one up here, too.
They're all over the place.
Oh man,
Go around. Which way, Faye?
that's
Hey?
a big beastie. Oh shit. That's not good.
Never mind. Titan here just blasted the wall out. Gave me a shortcut.
We really need your help.
Gotcha.
Alright,
On
coming.
my way.
I hear you. I'm coming.
How close am I, Faye?
Faye, Adair, get it out to his left.
The anthem. It wants to consume me. To show me.
Faye, snap out of it. What do you got for us?
Oh, sorry. The whole team from Strider 3 is gone.
Miller, pull back. See if we can flank it.
Strider 4 team is in retreat. If they make it, mission seems doomed.
How far back? Damn, I'm freaking out. Then get out of the way. I'll do it.
I'll take care of it, he says.
Where are you?
Trying! I swear!
It's all wrong. It's all done. Come back. Retreat. I can hear the anthem of creation.
Hey!
That's
Are we
not
supposed
good.
to fall back?
We're fine. We push on.
Rookie, there you are. Get in here. Faye's calling a retreat. We got this.
Almost there.
Team, you need to retreat.
Muller!
Go! Not good.
He's gone. I'm sorry.
Halleck won't listen to
This thing
so
is
she's
going
freaking
down.
out,
Come
and
on.
Halleck's like disobeying orders.
There! No!
Get back to the Strider. This mission is over.
I can do it! Look at this, Faye! We have to silence the cenotaph!
Please, I'm barely holding it together.
Retreat isn't an option. Not now.
Scratch one Titan.
We got this bastard. We have to get out of here. No. We push on. We're the only ones left. Think about Miller and Adair. All the others. You being a coward. I'm no coward. No? You want to push forward until I get killed. Until we both get killed.
More Titans approach. No time for discussion.
Where'd that come from? Go. Faye, we're coming back. No! It beat us, Halleck. We need to regroup. It can't beat us. Rookie, don't you dare pull me out of here.
That is the proverbial shit hitting the fan.
During the failed attempt to silence the Heart of Rage, we lost more than freelancers, more than friends and comrades. We lost the faith of the people we protect. So the freelancers scattered, searching for ways to redeem themselves. The few who remained carried on, finding new allies where they could, doing their best to help a people who no longer called the freelancers heroes.
Two years after the events in the Heart of Rage.
I'm at the coordinates, Owen.
Impressive entrance, as usual.
Nice to be appreciated.
Don't sell yourself short, mate. A cipher couldn't ask for a better partner.
You could ask, but not many of us left.
The relay's a short flight away.
Alright, now we've got flight.
Easy keeps you alive.
Wouldn't call this living. Inspecting sensors every month.
Yeah, pays the bills.
Not exactly the freelancer motto.
Yeah, well, until the freelancers are back on their feet, we can enjoy all the gorgeous scenery Bastion has to offer.
Flying around it is even better.
Now I'm jealous, sitting here in the fort.
God, I forgot how just fun this game is to play. Oh yeah,
There's the
we're
relay.
coming
Just
for
needs a hard
hard
reset.
landing.
This should get the early warning network back up. Good, that did it. You'll need to manually check the sensors now. First one's nearby. Oh, maybe grab some supplies before you go.
Okay, turn that back on. Let's grab the supplies.
Might come in handy.
Yeah, I remember there being harvestables too. I don't remember when you start seeing the harvestables. Oh, right there.
Jungle's full of useful stuff.
Indeed it
Oh hey,
is.
look, some grabbits doing whatever grabbits do.
Alright, I don't need to get sidetracked, so... heading off to the next waypoint. Hold up, did I see another... I didn't know.
Any freelancers been through here lately?
You're the first in months. Maps for this area are sketchy.
I'm going into the ravine.
Nope, there's the first sensor. I need you to access it.
Sure thing, but we're gonna harvest this mineral first. Yep. One more node.
Stick close so I can get a reading on the Shaper energy. Hang on. I'm detecting movement. Looks like scorpions.
Scorpions. Yeah. Nasty.
Scorpions are riled up.
Well, aren't they? Probably haven't tasted fresh freelancer in a while.
Won't be today.
Aha! Convinced them. Hang in there. I'm still waiting for a reading.
Owen!
Almost got it. All right, readings are coming through.
What?
It's mostly normal.
Mostly? This is the early warning system. If it's detecting something...
Yeah, no sign of Shaper energy. Head to the next sensor. Oh, waterfall ahead if you want to cool your suit.
Instant.
You're coming up on the next sensor. Check it out for me, will you?
Yes, sir.
Wait there while I get a reading.
No sign of scorpions, at least. They're aggressive today. Owen, what's going on? Why are all the birds leaving?
I'm working on it.
Strange.
Got a reading. Not good. Possible Shaper energy detected. Get to the next sensor, we can narrow it down.
Birds might have had the right idea.
They might have. Alright, let's take advantage of the waterfalls here. And bang into a pillar because we don't know how to fly.
Owen, how bad could this get?
You were in the heart of Rage, weren't you?
Don't even think it.
See these ruins? There's a theory a Shaper relic flipped gravity for a day.
Uh-huh. Well, not on my watch.
So what I wanted to show you guys while I was standing here is just look at the craftsmanship on just these random ruins. Now, chances are no one's ever really going to sit here and pay attention to this. They're just going to fly right by on their way to the mission objective, and they're going to miss all of this. So, I mean, dozens of man hours went into stuff like this. And if you take the time to appreciate it, these are the little things that make up, you know, a video game, and that can add depth. So the world building on this game, in my mind, is some of the best I've ever seen. Which I always come back to. I still feel to this day that this was an absolute bomb of a AAA experience that just suffered from a horrible launch. It sucks. You know, it's kind of like Cyberpunk. Great game, horrible launch. Now, Cyberpunk 2077 had a little bit more of a comeback than Anthem did. You know, within a couple of years of their launch, it's been a long time since Anthem launched, and I don't know how much of a revival it's actually going through. It's just that on Steam, you know, it's definitely making a comeback, and some news outlets have been publishing on it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna dive back into it and see what it's like. And I'm finding that I forgot what a really good game this was.
Last sensors nearby.
With wyverns circling.
I see them. Fire breathers. Still need to get a reading. Give me a second for a reading. Heads up, more wyvern are on you.
Everything's in a bad mood today.
This could be their nesting area.
Alright, where's the other one at? Alright, gotta use the homing missiles on those bitches.
God,
Hang in there, your javelin can take some heat. Mostly.
and when it can't,
You'll know it.
how's it fair that these things fly and breathe fire?
Spawned of some nasty shaker relic. Whole world's a crazy zoo. The shakers had all sorts of tricks up their sleeves. But you do too. Use your whole arsenal.
They're persistent, I'll give them that.
Poke a wyvern and one of you will end up dead. Or barbecued.
Alright. That does not sound
Oh
good.
crap.
What?
Shaper energy off the charts. An unstable relic in the area. The bad one. I've got a probable location.
On it.
Ooh. Just go down. Oh, we're going underwater now.
Watertight seals are holding. Shall I call in more freelancers?
No time. We can't risk this getting worse.
That was a nice touch.
Here we go.
Shaker ruins. We're on the right trail.
Looks like an echo lock we need to open.
I've dealt with these. Look around at the floating lights. They're the echoes. Grab them and bring them to the door. Your javelin can hold 3 at a time. That's it. A fragment of Anthem energy gone astray.
I think I missed that one.
You're getting the hang of it? You'll need more.
There's a third one right there. Did I get it?
Got one.
Your suit can only hold 3 at a time. Take these over to the door.
Alright, I gotta deliver these if I remember correctly.
It's working.
Yep.
But you'd have to ask an Arcanist why. You'll need more echoes.
There's one over here.
Found another one.
That should be enough. Let's see if the door opens.
Oh, I only need 5. Okay.
Aha! That did it. We're in. Impressive. Even for a shaper room.
Tip 4.
Raise a mountain, carve out an ocean, spawn some new monstrosity.
There has to be some reason for it all.
It's the riddle of our world. And this one's waking up. I detect intense energy deeper in.
Well, guess where we're going? We're going deeper in.
Someone else made it down here. Though it doesn't look like they made it back out. What's all this?
Got me. Painful looking. This room's never been mapped.
So these are like energy, or is it water?
Careful! Too much of that, you'll overload.
I've lost flight control!
I'm trying to reset, hang on! Oh, good. It's just water.
Owen!
Controls restored, you're back. That's the relic up there. Big one too, you'll need to silence it.
Where do I start?
Some echoes have shaken loose. Find them and get them back in place.
There's another echo puzzle. Okay. There's one.
Come on.
You know the drill, you'll need more.
Another one. Gotta love the transition from water,
What's the relic doing?
air,
I
and
can't tell,
beyond.
but the energy pocket's getting bigger. Something's forming in there.
What is it?
I mean, anything is possible. Look at the waterfalls. They're going backwards.
Alright, that's 3.
It's working. Keep the echoes coming and it will collapse the energy pocket. Just think. The anthem's being harnessed in there. Pure creation, something totally new forming.
New and dangerous.
Blame that on the Shapers. It's still amazing.
Waterfall quick. There it is, right there. Should be the last 3 I need.
There, last echo.
You did it. That should silence it.
It didn't hold.
I see.
Uh-oh.
Damn, it's starting. You've got company.
This is gonna be fun.
Got anything yet?
I'm thinking. All right, hang in there. I might have an idea. Just give me a second.
I'm clear, Owen.
Good. I think we can still stop this. Those fragments of the relic that blew out, grab them and put them back together. Oh, and fun wrinkle, more company's on the way.
Got
Great.
one.
Now carry it over and put it in place.
Fragments in.
Now the others. Keep at it and you'll survive this. Almost certainly.
Owen, something in there's growling.
Something biological, that's all I can say for sure.
Owen, what's happening in there?
The something has teeth. Lots of them. Hurry!
How many?
Size is the real problem.
What's that mean?
Large! Considerable! Just get a move on!
Okay, last one. Here goes.
Careful. Anything's...
Possible. I know.
You know, I heard a relic made a guy vanish into thin air once. No idea where he went. Which isn't as lucky as the freelancer whose guts were turned inside out.
But how's that lucky?
At least he died and got it over with.
This is a pain.
They all are. Indecipherable puzzles that only make sense to Shapers.
No, I mean there's ice jamming it up.
We're out of time. Silence it.
I'm trying to.
Well, nobody told him. It's an R6.
It's not working.
I'll put it back into it.
Got it.
Oh yeah. It's monster slaying time.
Well, at least now I've got a new story. That time a relic spawned a giant R6 that almost ate you whole.
Yeah. Classic for the ages. I'd say that fulfills the contract.
Time to get back to Fort Tarsus. To a job well done.
The only kind there is. I'm on my way.
And I reiterate, $5 or Game Pass. You gotta play this game. It is totally worth it. Even if you just play the single player campaign, even if you just play the storyline, it's just a fun game. Great sci-fi. So we've completed our first official expedition, which was still more of a tutorial. And now they're gonna walk us through the rewards here. That was my play style. Just the way I happen to complete the mission. Got some expedition feats. Alliance points. I don't remember what those are for. Oh yeah. So this is when we get to choose what javelin we're working with. So right now I'm in a default, which I think is the Ranger. Then there's the Colossus, which is the tank. The Storm, which is the like the mage, which is what I played my first official playthrough of the game when it launched. I did a storm. It was just way too much fun to just blow stuff up. And the interceptor's like a really fast melee build, if I remember correctly. Alright, skip past that. And then you get to the loot, which you can keep or you can salvage. So I'm going to salvage most of this. I'm going to keep the assault rifle. Get rid of the... I'm getting rid of these. And I'm going to keep the scout rifle. And then we're going to hold. Then we're going to salvage those items. And we're going to exit. And we're going to keep those two things because here in a little bit we will equip them. And if you like lore, these loading screens and the codex of the game are just jam-packed with, you know, your traditional Bioware depth of lore and world building. All right, so now we're going to do character creation. This is essentially you're just choosing your face. That's the only thing you're doing here. It's not a very robust character creation. And it doesn't need to be because of the fact that you're going to be in a suit most of the time. So select a face for your pilot, set your call sign. This is visible onto you and sets your pilot apart. Confirm your selection and start playing by pressing X. So we're just going to pick a face. We're going to go with this guy. Hey everyone, Renfail here with the commercial part of the video where I say, hey, if you like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. And thanks to all of our supporters here on YouTube and over on Patreon, our highest members, our guild champions, Crazy Relative, Remy D here on YouTube. And don't forget, if you want to support, it's really easy. You can do the memberships below, the Adventurers Guild, 3 different tiers. There's also the super thanks on any uploaded video or YouTube short that you find. There's also, of course, the super chats and stickers that you could do on any live stream or premiere, and the Patreon page if you want to dive into the fantasy world that I have with my brother and my wife, which is a tabletop game, a point-and-click adventure game, and a fantasy book series. All are great ways to keep this channel going and me going full-time. Thanks again for those of you who support. Let's get back to the video that you're watching now. Yeah, I could dig it. We're going to click select, and then we're going to click start playing. Yes, I am Renfail. Fort Tarsus. So I'm arriving back at base, getting out of the suit.
Here we are, back in Fort Tarsus. The last stop on the Bastion frontier.
If it isn't my favorite freelancer. I hear you've been busy.
Ah, you know how it is, Zoe. Another day, another disaster averted.
What have you done this time?
Nothing. My armor's fine. Probably. I hope.
Welcome home. You should swing by my amplifier in the Enclave.
Something wrong?
No, not wrong. More like fun. Drop on by whenever.
All right. So from here, you can start to walk around. You can have lots of conversations. Like with her, we can dive in and have a conversation with her. She's the mechanic, essentially. I think there's like a merchant over here. It's been a while since I've played. There's definitely these things. Anytime you see one of these, add it to the Cortex. That's like your, it's like your codex, right? So it's all these information snippets that you'll find around the world. You'll just find them tucked off in little nooks and crannies, and you'll have to pick them up. This is the vault, which is everything you collect or salvage. Manage your inventory, move items onto the junk tab, so on and so forth. So you start with the weapons, components, which are for your different javelins. Then there's the gear for your different javelins, and crafting, and then there's consumables, which we haven't got to yet. So we're not going to do anything there at the moment. Best thing is to just follow the main storyline here to get us to the sort of what I consider to be like the last important part of the tutorial, which is choosing your first javelin. So you can have tons of conversations here, and if you're going to be playing this game on your own, I would urge you, especially if you've never played it before, take the time to talk to everybody, explore all the nooks and crannies, find all the Cortex things like this. Here's a Cortex for Shaper Relics. I'm not going to read it right now. I just want to show you. Here's another one for Weather Phenomenon. It's a conversation, journal entry. You're going to find so much out about this game, which really saddens me because of the fact that I don't think we'll ever be able to see what they had in mind for like Bastion as a whole and the whole planet. You know what I mean? So there's daily, weekly, and monthly trials. That's if you're going to get into the game and you're going to seriously consider playing, a chunk, these are great things to pursue because of the rewards you get out of them. This is a pretty big place. Think of this kind of like the hub in Destiny or Destiny 2.
Good. Got to show people why we're here.
Complete activities that further the freelancer cause, the work you do here within conflict. I can't do those yet.
Little trust, and even our own.
But eventually there will be things on the map that you can.
You know how it is.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, things you can do. And here's the main guy for the quest.
Yeah, you see what I mean? You picked up on that, right? Little warble? It's warbling, right?
All readings fall within acceptable tolerances.
You gotta look past the numbers for once in your life. Something is off. The connection is a bit fuzzy.
How do you quantify fuzzy?
You don't quantify fuzzy? You don't measure it, you don't count it, it's nothing like that. It's a feeling.
Everything okay here, Owen?
Yeah, well, on your last mission, I noticed that the cipher chair was giving off some very strange feedback.
All readings fall within acceptable tolerances.
No, it's your call, but if you ignore it and something goes wrong...
I will find an Arcanist and perform a full protocol inspection on this unit.
There's nothing wrong with the chair, is there?
No.
Why are you always stirring up trouble?
What are you talking about? I've just done her a massive favor. You've got no idea how boring it is being a Fort Cipher. She does not get to work with a freelancer. She does not get to see the world through the eyes of a javelin pilot. No. You know what she gets to do? She gets to relay official messages back and forth to ciphers at the capital day after day after day.
Some people like boring. Not everyone's cut out to be a freelancer.
So you have said. But you have to admit, that last mission would have gone better with a partner.
I have a partner. You. Every good javelin pilot needs a cipher.
That is not what I meant. Look, if I had a suit of my own, I could be out there in the field with you.
Call down your boosters, Hotshot. With more training, you'll get your chance, I promise.
Fine. Not like we could afford a spare suit anyway. The job board is empty.
We'll figure something out. We always do.
Yeah. Do you ever regret missing out on the glory days? Back when freelancers were treated like heroes. Contracts would just fall into their laps. Everywhere they went, they were given respect. And free sandwiches.
Free sandwiches?
Yeah, I haven't had my lunch yet. I'm starving. We're on a tight budget here.
Budget has room for sandwiches.
You're probably right. You know what? Why don't you head over to the forge, get your javelin tuned up, so we're ready to roll if a contract does fall into our laps.
So we get mention of the capital there, which is really cool. And then he's desperately eager to get a suit of his own and join me out there. So that's a typical Eager Beaver storyline. I'm going to add that to the Cortex. And these are things that it's great to go back and read from time to time. There's the news as well, which I don't think this matters anymore because it's a dead game. But that used to be a place where you could go to like read up on, all the news updates and everything else. There's some tips and stuff in here. I don't think like the accent updates. I can't even. Oh, it tried to open up a window when I clicked on that. So they actually have something. They actually have a website which doesn't really have anything on it. Huh. Alright. How do we get out of that? Alright. That was an unexpected thing. Alright. Can head on out of here back and choose our javelin.
Scars I can bold. You can't deny it.
Owen, you need something?
What are you talking about? I just got a message from you saying to meet you at the forge.
I didn't send any. Why would I want to meet up here? Something's not right.
We needed to speak in private. My name is Tassin.
Do you always travel with a security escort?
Not always. The Sentinels have their uses.
It's also not private.
You make a hell of an entrance, I'll give you that.
I have a contract for you, freelancer.
I like to know who I'm working for before I take a job.
Really? From what I hear, two of you will take about any job you can get these days.
What's the job?
An Arcanist has gone missing.
Missing? I thought Arcanists just hung out in labs studying Shaper relics.
Matthias Sumner was investigating some relics at a ruin near the fort. I need you to find him and bring him back home safe.
If he's still alive.
No one knows more about the dangers of Shaper artifacts. I'm confident that knowledge and his own resourcefulness will keep him alive until you find him. What do you say, freelancer? We'll make it worth your while.
Money is tight.
Owen? Looks like the freelancer's right again. Well, us anyway.
Excuse me, I just got a... That is excellent. I will go and run my diagnostics. Let me know when you're ready to leave. It was a pleasure.
On behalf of myself and Matthias, thank you for doing this.
Okay. And if I have...
Find Matthias. Trust me, I'm a person you want to know.
If you say so, sweetheart. Alright, so we've now unlocked the Forge, which allows us to equip new gear and weapons and personalize how our javelin looks and create new loadouts. We've also unlocked a melee slot. Alright, so it wants us to go here to activate the Forge. So this is the one I was using earlier, and because of that, if I remember correctly, it prompts you until you've reached level 8. It's whatever one you started with when you were with your first playthrough character. So I was streaming the other night, and I chose this for the stream. So I'll have to play this one until I get it to level 8. But when you come in here, normally there would be 4 to choose from. And you can then choose between which one of these you want. But in this case, I already have...
What's next?
I already have the Storm selected as my primary, so I have to get to level 8 in order to change it over to like the Colossus or the Interceptor or something. There's a loadout tutorial here. I don't really need to worry about this, but essentially you can create custom loadouts. You can switch your equipment around. There's cosmetics for the suit. There's a ton of stuff that happens with the suit right here. So right now you can see, like, as an example, there's a plus sign here next to weapons. And that's because those weapons that I got from the previous mission, I have better or different weapons here. So in this case, I would go here and I would see that I have, I have a different marksman's rifle, which has a little bit more power. So we would choose to equip that. And I don't have a level 3 unlocked yet, so I can't get a secondary weapon. And then explosive strike is my melee ability, which is the only one I have. But you get different melee abilities as you go along. Then there's different, blast seals for your guy, 4 shields, components, which you'll unlock as you get deeper into the game, support seals, which you'll unlock as you get deeper into the game, and then you can go to appearance, and this is where, you could completely change the way your head looks. There's different helmets, different types of helmets you can buy, so on and so forth. Like you'd see the difference here between those two. So you can kind of customize what you want it to look like. Lots of fun stuff to do here with the Forge. And again, when you first get the option to choose, there's 4 of these that you'll choose from. But once you've made a selection, you have to play until you get to level 8 before you can select another javelin, even if you start another character like I did for the purposes of making this video. But once you've done that, you can unlock, once you get to level 8, you'll be able to have access to all 4 of them and go from there. But you start off in the Ranger. I went with the Storm next because it has lots of cool abilities. And from here, you would go into the Start the Expedition, and this is the last part of the tutorial I think we can really showcase, because it's how do you get into the missions and run them. We'll also, we'll start the mission so you can see the difference between my Ranger and the Storm that I'm playing now. So you can go down here and change all of these things. So if you have a different mission, you can change it. You can, these are things you'll unlock later on in the game, like free play, strongholds, legendary missions, the quick play option, and there's the seasonal events, which I don't even know if they're still running those. I don't know anything about that. But here's your tracked mission. So we'd click on this, and you're going to go into this menu where you can review your mission difficulty level and privacy settings. And one of the things you're going to want to do right away, if you're playing by yourself and you're just doing this for the fun of the story and you don't want to try to wait on finding other people to play with, because I don't know what the game's population is like right now, make sure you select the easy game difficulty, because that means you can solo it. Even normal, I don't recommend soloing on normal. So do easy, make sure you've selected easy. And the other thing too is make sure on your privacy settings, have them set to private. And the reason for this is you'll notice up there in the sort of above that to the right, it says public expedition or private expedition. Sometimes, because I've heard people talking in a couple of my streams about how it takes them like 15-20 minutes to find groups with other people, because the population is not that great these days, because the game, it's making a comeback, but it's still not like hugely popular. So if you're just playing this for the storyline, set it to private, and then it'll just be you running the mission. If you set it to public, it will attempt to fill the other 3 slots in your party. If you have friends that you're playing with, those slots will be full. Your squad slots will be full with the people you've invited into your party, just like any other multiplayer game on a console. But I'm going to set mine to private, and we're going to go ahead and launch this mission. And it's asking me, are you sure you want to do private? It's best experience with a squad. It is a great game to play as a squad, but I want to keep this private. It says matchmaking, but it's not matchmaking because I'm not looking for other players at the moment. Alright, so you'll notice I have a different javelin now that we've...
You ready to jump in?
Yes, I am.
Well then, let's not keep that big bad world waiting. Our contract is to locate an Arcanist named Matthias. Tassin has given us the last location where he made contact.
So it's a big wide world out there. There's a lot to explore. This world is rather large. But you'll notice I'm in a different javelin now, and this is the Storm Javelin. This is like... it's definitely a mage build, so first thing you'll notice is like when you hover, you get a shield around you, right there. And you can hover for a lot longer than others can. And while you're up here, you can, in this case I've got ice, but you can have fire, lightning equipped, and so on and so forth. And then I have lightning in the other one, so I can call down an AoE of lightning bolts. And there's combos and all sorts of other crazy stuff you can do as you get deeper into this game. But the key is that whether you play it alone or by yourself, it's a hell of a lot of fun. There's a lot of good stuff to see and do in this game. There's a ton of customization that you can do with just your suits and the cosmetics of your suits, and the way that you can create the builds. Because every single one of these has all the slots that you can customize, and you can put, like, right now, you know, I'm using ice in my right ability. I could change that to fire. I could change that to lightning. This is the AoE that I currently use. I could change that to be a single target massive thing. I could change it to be whatever, you know. I can, in this case, I'm using, looks like I'm not sure what weapon this is. But I've got this weapon. This is probably like the scout rifle, I would imagine. But you've got all these different weapons you can choose from. Shotguns, pistols, assault rifles, sniper rifles, so on and so forth. I mean, it's essentially, you know, like a lot of people said, this was their attempt at like a Destiny 2 style game with like a really fun, you know, sci-fi storyline and, you know, looter shooter. And I think that it is a great looter shooter. It just was super plagued with a buggy launch, which unfortunately killed it before it ever got a chance to really have a life of its own. Now, can it make a comeback? I don't know. Like I said, the only reason I made this video is because a couple of articles that came out that were talking about how it was seeing a resurgence on Steam. I got back into it, and I'm telling you, you should absolutely play this game. If you love just fast-paced combat, I mean, there's just flying around and like, it's just so much fun. I just really think this is a great game if you like sci-fi and you like flying around with fast-paced combat.
The location Tassin gave us must be close. I'm detecting the camp's shortwave radio.
Not seeing anyone. Owen, anything?
Yeah, lots of broken equipment. Obviously Arcanist made, otherwise, no, nothing but the radio. And no Matthias.
And I just love the verticality. Look at this place. Just look at how big it is. And the cool thing is like you can fly all over the place and explore so much. It's a great big world. I definitely think you should come see it. I definitely think you should play it. Look at that vista, by the way. That's like a thumbnail right there. Man, too bad I can't turn off the UI and take like a really cool screenshot right here. Love to hear your thoughts on this game. Better yet, I'd love to hear about you playing this game. Drop those down in the comments below. Join us in Discord. If you see me streaming one night, don't hesitate to hit me up if you want to do some group-based content. Until next time, stay safe, everybody, and happy gaming.